Yo, what up, people? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 331 and some good old conflict. I love this, man, and I love how what I said in the last chapter, Oda immediately pounced on. I'm a little disappointed they didn't have it out right then and there, right after Luffy said, I've decided to move on from the merry-go. But this works the way he has it, so I'm not really disappointed in that sense. But basically, Usopp wakes up and he's beating himself up because he's like, oh my god, we can't get the ship fixed because I lost our 200 million berries. Will 100 million be enough? And Luffy tells him, look, we're getting a new ship. And at first when Luffy's saying it, he's like, I've already been looking at some new ships. We can do it with 100 million. We'll even get an even bigger ship. But it'll have to be second hand. And so Luffy's actually being very practical. He's being the adult, okay? And that's when Luffy and Usopp, they have it out. And I just loved it, okay? Because like I was saying in the last review, you got two people, they're both alphas in a certain sense, but you got to look at it from this perspective, right? I've said for a very long time, every member of this crew, even Chopper, though Chopper needs some grooming, every member of this crew could be a captain in their own right. And Luffy's able to reel in all these personalities and make them follow him. But at the same time, there's still some work that has to be done. And you see it in this chapter. Because Usopp and Luffy, they're just shouting and yelling and they're going at it. And Luffy's telling them, like, look, I would not tell you this ship could not be fixed if I didn't wholeheartedly believe it. And Usopp's like, I can't believe you bought into a sales pitch. You don't even know these guys. You're going to turn your back on the ship after everything that we've been through together. And I thought that that was cool because, again, I had the same reservations myself. I'm going, it's their business to sell ships. Like, of course they would tell you this shit. And to Luffy's credit, even Luffy hesitated for a while, as I believe Nami pointed it out. But as the two are just barking and they're having the pissing contest, I like how everything was being thrown out. And Sanji has to break it up at one point because Luffy slams Usopp onto the ground. And he says, no, I've already decided. You're not changing my mind. I'm the captain if you don't like my way of doing things. And that's when Sanji kicks him in the face and says, look, don't do something you're about to regret. And for me, that really hit home because I remember a few years back, for me, it was like 2008. No, it's 2007. I had a cousin who came down, and he and I are really, really close. But he came down and visited for Christmas, and he ended up getting super drunk while I was at work. And I knew something was up because he sent me a text message, and he was just like, where's my Christmas present at, you motherfucker? I'm like, who the fuck are you? You know, like I had to check myself for a moment. But when I got off work and I drive home, you know, it's Christmas Eve, and when I drive home, you know, the houses kind of moved around and stuff, furniture shifted, and I find out the dude got drunk and raised hands at my mom and my grandmom, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? And he ended up driving off, you know, drunk as fuck, ended up putting his Mustang in the medium on the highway. And one of the things he said before he left is, he basically said, fuck everybody. And he was calling them sons of bitches, motherfuckers, everything. And because there was nobody to stop him, that's a wound now that is still deep. Like, my grandma still won't talk to the dude. Still, like, she don't want nothing to do with him. You know, my sister, same thing. You know, she, arm's length. You know, as far as I know, my mom hasn't spoken to him. Like, when you... There's certain lines you don't cross because when you cross them, there's no coming back. And Sanji looked out for Luffy, and this is what I've been telling you guys for a long time. I've said, like, hey, Luffy's crew is there to keep him in check as well because Luffy still has some stuff to figure out himself when it comes to leading. And he didn't recognize Usopp's trigger points. Like, when Usopp is this worked up and you're the captain, you're supposed to de-escalate. You know, when one of your subordinates, when you're in a leadership position, when one of your subordinates is that upset and it's over a change, you got to de-escalate the situation. You got, if they're on 10, you got to bring them down level by level by level, and then you can discuss things rationally, okay? And Luffy, like I said, he just throws hands on Usopp, and Usopp says, like, I can't follow you. I can't follow you. I can't do it. And that's that whole peacock thing of Usopp saying, In my own right, I'm a captain myself before I even met you. Though he doesn't say this, but before he met him, Usopp had the Usopp's Pirates. Like, he was always calling the shots of his own fucking thing. You know, and Usopp is like he's living his dream, but he's not exactly living it because he's not the captain. And it's almost like Usopp is, I feel like Oda has Usopp saying Captain Usopp so much and kind of jockeying for position with Luffy every now and then, because Usopp needs to do that to kind of tell himself, like, I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream. I could see that. You know, it's almost like talking up for himself so he can hang on to that for his own sanity's sake. And Luffy just placates him. He's like, okay, or enables him in that sense where he's just like, I'll let you say it. Whatever. We all know I'm the fucking captain. Fuck you. Now, Luffy's not thinking fuck you, but, you know, so I like how when it ends off in the chapter, he tells Luffy, I've been thinking about it for a while. I can't follow you anymore. I can't keep up with you guys' monstrous power. You don't need another useless crew member. You don't see this ship as being a member of your crew. This ship has a living soul. You don't see that. You just want to get rid of all the weak members. You want to be king of the pirates. Well, go fuck your king of the pirates. I don't have ambitions like that. And we're going to fight it out. And if I win, I take the merry-go. And if you win, go fuck yourself. So I like how Usopp, all that emotion was out there. And this is one of those things where my high school football coach used to say this. And I'm not going to say the screw up all the way thing. One of the things he used to say was when there's a problem in the family, and the football team was looked at as a big-ass family. When he said when there's a problem in the family, you don't air it out with everybody else. The two of you get together, and if you got to say some words, if you got to rough each other up, you rough each other up. But once it's over with, it's better to clear the air, because sooner or later, you guys are going to come back together because of that bond that you have. And that's why you hear me say so much about bonds, because that was instilled in me when I'm 14 years old playing for freshman and JV football. So that's why you hear me say all of that, because that's one of the things that resonated. And for conflict reasons, we need this, and I'd be very interested to see if after this, because you know Usopp's not going anywhere. That's just a gimme, okay? Because Shanks and Usopp, now you got Luffy and Usopp, he's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. So I'd be very interested to see if Usopp continues to call himself Captain Usopp after this, and jockey for position with Luffy from time to time. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but it really made me think of it when I was reading like the flashback where Usopp says, you just need me as a member of the crew. You just told me to tag along. But if you go back to that Syrup Village arc towards the end, one of the things I kept saying in the reviews after that was Usopp and Luffy, I could see them butting heads, and I don't know how this is going to work. And this is why I point out small stuff, because at the time that was small and it was comedy. Usopp was a comical character. He's just telling these lies. And I said, there's something else to this. Oda's building towards something else. I don't know what, but there's something more to this. And sure enough, bam. And all the stuff I pointed out, it's all little small stuff. You could argue in the grand scheme of things, those were too subtle of hints of the stuff that I'm pointing out, like on how Usopp was positioned in panels and how Usopp was right there in the captain's fight for the last chapter where he's the one helping Luffy prep, and that's his way of kind of taking part in the captain's fight. Little small stuff like that, you could say you're reaching too much, but it's chapters like this that makes me say, when I say shit like this, I know that there's something else coming, and sure fucking enough, that's exactly what happened. So many ran over, guys. Many ran over on that. So overall, very good chapter. My chapter question for you guys is, if you have siblings, have you ever had a nasty dust up with one of your siblings? How bad did it get, and how did you guys resolve it? And if you don't have a sibling, do you have a friend that you consider to be family, or do you just have a friend you have a really close bond with? Have you guys ever had it out like that? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, hit that like button, as it really helps out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share the video. Thank you for watching Kryptonian Saying, guys. Have an awesome day.